Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with a full house of reporters tonight. Tad Stefanak, Robert Paris, Chris Flaherty, Zach Titus, Ryan Brown, Juliana McGrain with sports, Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, and Marge Yetman with senior news. Thank you for joining us. John Denizio officially takes over the town administrator position on Monday, May 5th. He is replacing Paul Sagarino, who served the town for almost 20 years, 6 as town administrator and 14 as town accountant. His guidance has helped the town achieve significant milestones, none more important or impressive than navigating the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic and ensuring the continuity of essential services during unprecedented times. Paul sent BNews some parting words. It has been a privilege to serve the residents of Burlington for almost 20 years. I am grateful for the lifelong friendships I have made with my coworkers, elected and appointed officials, and residents alike. The town of Burlington will always hold a special place in my heart, and I look forward to watching the town's future success from afar. Thank you to the Select Board for their unwavering faith in me over the years. Thank you for John Denizio for being the best assistant and friend anyone could ever have. But most of all, thank you to our employees, past and present, who are the true unsung heroes of Burlington, for their amazing dedication and effort in providing the great services that our residents deserve. BCAT would also like to thank Paul for his years of service to Burlington and our sincere appreciation for his cooperation with BCAT in keeping Burlington informed. He was always available to us on any topic related to Burlington government. There are many changes in leadership at the town. In addition to the town administrator and town clerk, 2 other departments will have new leadership and were before the Select Board on Monday. Let's have a look.
So as you know, I'll be retiring in June, and I wanted to introduce David Langford, who has been with Youth and Family Services in January of 2022. He came in as a clinician. Following year was clinical supervisor. Prior to coming to Burlington, he worked at Riverside Community Agency, which for 4 years. So he's got a lot of clinical experience that he brought into the job. And certainly as supervisor has done a great job in that position. I've spent the last year plus beginning to introduce him to the various responsibilities that come along with being the director, and he's ready to hit the ground running.
I'm just going to give a little history. Back in March of 2023, this board helped in the reorganization of the department, and we initiated the position of the Deputy Treasurer Collector. Anna Maria DeRosa has been in that position now for a little over 2 years. Anna is a certified treasurer, working towards the certification for collector. I am sure that if she took the test now, she'd pass, but given the requirements of the Mass Treasurer Collectors, Mass Collected Treasurers Association, you have to follow through with the courses. Anna has been a great addition to the department and has moved through many different issues and helped me in my attempts, and the team has been very responsive to Anna as we've moved forward. Her education speaks for itself, having a bachelor's from Framingham State University, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, and an MBA from Framingham State. That background, along with her working in the town of Littleton and the town of Andover in a treasurer's department capacity, is also prepared her for this position. I am quite honored to be able to recommend to this board for the appointment of Anna Maria DeRosa as the next treasurer collector for the town of Burlington.
Both recommendations were approved unanimously. Congratulations to David Langford and Anna Maria DeRosa. Welcome aboard to your new positions. Christine Shruhan has been the Director of Youth and Family Services for over 3 decades. BNews reporter Tad Stefanak spoke with Christine about her career of service in Burlington as she gets set for retirement.
After over 31 years with Burlington's Youth and Family Services, Director Christine Shruhan is retiring. Starting out as a clinician in 1994, Shruhan took the director role in 2011.
I see this role as a bridge. For the most part, we're connecting residents to folks that can help in the community and folks in the community sending people our way. So one of the things that we do, sort of to give you an example, is the basic needs piece. So folks that are struggling financially may need supports. They come in to meet with us. We look at sort of their overall picture of what's going on, and then try to connect them with resources, federal, state, and local resources to help keep their heads above water. So I really do see that as a bridge piece. As director, I serve on a bunch of different boards, so I know what's going on in the schools, I know what's going on in the clergy and other town departments. The services that we provide, we've sort of expanded on it. Our primary focus is we work with adolescents and their families. So the primary mode of treatment that we do is family therapy. About half our cases are family therapy, the other half are individual and couples. And then we have our group program. And our group program really has expanded over the years. Youth and Family Services, Christine. Yes, I can help you with that. Some of the more fulfilling aspects of the job and the work that we do here are really when families come in, there's some sort of struggle that's going on within the home. But sometimes it's within the child in the home. Sometimes it's stuff going on with the parents in the home. But certainly the most fulfilling part of that is being able to bring everybody in and learn how to have conversation about it and looking at different ways of being able to address issues as they come up. But let's face it, adolescence is not an easy time for kids and therefore not an easy time necessarily for parents. So being able to have a place to go to kind of understand what's going on for kids, for parents to really understand what's going on for kids, and sometimes needing to just develop different skills in terms of helping to address what's going on for kids can mean the world and make a huge difference in terms of just the trajectory for kids. I think the other piece I want to say is Burlington's become a more diverse community since I started 31 years ago, which is also really great to see. Different nationalities that have come into this community, and having an opportunity to work with various groups of folks has been great. The time that I've had here has been, I feel blessed at having been able to be working within this department and also within this position. It's been great, the people that I've gotten to meet. Burlington is a community, very much a community. And like I said, one of the pieces that I had mentioned at the select board meeting was that it's nice to be able to work in a place where when there's an issue, you can go places and talk to people and connect. People want to help. And that's not true in all communities, but it is most definitely true in this community.
All of us here at BCAT wish Christine the best in her retirement. From Burlington Youth and Family Services, I'm BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak.
Congratulations, Christine. Good luck in retirement, and don't take up golf. Overnight work began this week on the long-awaited Route 3 resurfacing project. The 3.2-mile resurfacing project stretches from Cook Street in Billerica down to the Burlington High School. While the original purpose of the project was to resurface the pavement maintenance, including potholes, it has expanded to address safety issues for all roadway users. Plans include formalizing lane assignments, improving roadway and traffic signals, updated striping, safer pedestrian access and bicycle lanes. The Mass DOT says the expected cost is approximately $7 million and to be complete by the end of July. Drivers traveling through the affected areas should expect delays, reduce speed, and use caution. Travelers are encouraged to visit mass511.com for downloads to download the app for real-time traffic conditions. As a result of that Mass DOT project, the Burlington 4th of July Committee made the difficult decision to cancel this year's parade. At a recent select board meeting, Nick Priest spoke to the cancellation.
Obviously, it was an extremely difficult decision that the committee had to make, but I want to make a couple things clear. The first is that the 4th of July committee is not a town-run committee. I cannot overstate that enough. I will not deny, and documentation obviously shows that a warrant article is submitted on a regular basis, asking town meeting to fund a portion of the parade every year, but this is a resident-run committee. The committee at this point is roughly 4 people strong. So I need people to understand that the town isn't just abandoning this parade. A committee of residents made a very, very difficult decision. A lot of discussion on Facebook around this. I appreciate those people who are stepping forward and saying, well, geez, how can we help? The committee is discussing the possibility of hosting something on the Common on the 4th. So this year is not a complete wash, but that, we have an opportunity to come together as a community and celebrate.
You can email questions and concerns to the committee at burlington.july4th, 4th, at gmail.com. The first quarter report of the Municipal Aggregation program is in, and Sam Hockenberry, the town's financial analyst, came to the BCAT to break down the numbers and explain what savings residents saw on their electric bills.
First 3 months of the program, October, November, and December, this totaled to $511,945 of savings. The savings is calculated of how much you're paying the supplier for electricity compared with how much you'd be paying the supplier for electricity from Eversource. So that delta is what generates these numbers. The more energy you use, the more actual dollars are saved, but the saving rate, that difference is the same. So if you really want to save money on your electric bill, use electricity. Yeah. But this program is a step to trying to help you save at your normal usage.
You can watch the aggregation update in its entirety on the BCAT website, bcattv.org. The Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation is renewing its commitment to raising dollars for scholars. Tad Stefanak has the story.
The Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation, known as the BCSF, is re-upping its commitment to raising scholarship dollars for Burlington residents to continue their education in all stages of life.
Years past, thanks to BCAT, we've done telethons, and then the COVID happened, and obviously we had to stop doing the telethon.
Let's get our first look at the tote board.
We tried a direct mail piece, that didn't work. Burlington is made up of big business, but as we know, because of COVID, a lot of businesses, people are working from out of home. So what we opted to do is this donor campaign, which we're putting the signs out all around town, all the local businesses, all the major thoroughways in Burlington, lawn signs, banners, and a big thermometer that's right out on Cambridge Street by the high school. And what this donor drive is going to be is we're doing a direct mail piece specifically to businesses in the Burlington Chamber of Commerce, the Woburn Chamber of Commerce, and then we're going to solicit past recipients from the Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation. And we're hoping that this way here we're getting a one-on-one touch, and we're also putting our name back out there. So what we're doing is we're basically rebranding the Scholarship Foundation, because as we all know in marketing, it's all called top of mind. The logo has changed. We've given out $12.6 million since 1988. So I think it's time that we let the public know, look, we're still here, and we're raising dollars for scholars. And these dollars that we're raising, not everyone goes to college either. These funds are also for high school graduates that are Burlington residents that are going on to further their education, and that could be in the trades. For apprentice programs, we pay for tools, and we pay for internships. So it's all about furthering your education beyond high school for all Burlington residents. It's a good organization of parents and volunteers, and they're wrapping their arms around it. And it's a good community service, and we do a lot of community work as well. So I'm very proud of the organization.
Visit the BCSF website to learn more and make a donation today. I'm BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak.
One of the BCSF's big fundraisers is their annual Spring Craft Fair. BNEWS student reporters Zach Titus and Rena Arisapathy were at the event. Let's have a look.
Here we are at the Spring Craft Fair. We got the sign here, which tells us that's what this is. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get some interviews.
I work in the counseling office at the high school, and this event raises money for the Dollars for Scholars program here in Burlington. It goes to the endowment fund. We give out hundreds of thousands of dollars of scholarships every year.
Teresa Kavanaugh reached out to me a couple years ago. We've been doing events for a couple years, and it's just to raise money for the graduating classes so that they get scholarship funds. And I believe the kids that volunteer actually get points or credits towards their scholarship funds. So it's just a great way to raise money and give back to the kids in their future education.
I guess tell us a little about your craft and what really got you into this kind of like art.
I started off just making small little pouches, and then I decided that you don't really see different types of fabrics with, say, animal prints, really bold colors and contrast, and I found that that sells, so I went with it. And I went with just making it look really happy and upbeat.
Basically, I started with the soaps, and they are made out of goat's milk and natural oils and butters like olive oil, coconut oil, shea butter, mango butter, etc. So depends on the recipe, but it's all natural oils and butters that are very good for your skin.
So I love doing the school events because this way we get to support you guys, the students, and raise some money and showcase, what we have to sell. And I'm a Burlington resident, so it's also great to get myself in my own community.
I wrote a book about a girl who goes on a walk, and along the way she's nervous at first, but along the way she meets her neighbors, hears music, gets a treat, and learns how to say hello in 4 languages.
To do this as a hobby. So I cut a tree, I can mill it, I have my own mill, I have my own kiln to dry it, and it's all trees that either come down from a storm to give them a second chance. So it's all local woods. Everything you see is local woods, and everything what I do that you see on the table, it's all food safe.
I love that I get to meet all the really talented people who made all these really cool raffle items and people who are working at the craft fair. I think we have such a talented town.
So most of the vendors here, I think there's like 50 of them. They're all small businesses in Mass and New Hampshire. They don't necessarily have their own brick and mortar, so they utilize craft fairs and markets to sell their products. So it's a great way to support local and small business.
This is Zach Titus signing out. This was an incredible time, as the camera person will agree. So yeah, thank you.
Council on Aging Director Marge Yetman was in to talk about the upcoming events for May, including an ice cream social / fraud prevention seminar. Let's look.
I feel like we could do fraud prevention and scams every single month, and it wouldn't be enough. Yeah. So people should definitely join us and learn about what fraud schemes are out there now and how to prevent them. But of course, I tell people just use your common sense and don't panic. Right? If you question, hang up. Come to the senior center, call your family, go to the police station. Any one of us can help you figure out if it was a scam or not. And if they ask you for any kind of gift card or Bitcoin or anything like that, it is a scam.
And don't let anybody have access to your computer. Get ready to laugh, cry, and sing along with Fun Home, a musical by the Burlington Players at the Park Playhouse. BNEWS reporter Robert Paris has this preview.
This spring, the Burlington Players are preparing for their next production entitled Fun Home, which is adapted from the graphic memoir by Alison Bechtel. Director Shreya Helena Gitlin gave me more details on the story behind the story.
Alison Bechtel is so essential to queer history. She wrote a comic called Dykes to Watch Out For that was very widespread in the queer community for many years. And you might have heard of the Bechtel test that comes from that comic. And she, has lived a really complex life. Within her own life, she came out as a lesbian and found out that her father had also had queer experiences. And so she grapples with understanding who her father is now versus who he was when she grew up. There are a lot of very complex characters in this show. The parents, but also Allison goes through many different emotional journeys. We get to see her as a child, we get to see her as a teenager, as a fresh college student, really getting to explore at Oberlin College. And so in many ways, it is about her journey and her journey towards self-acceptance.
I spoke with the cast on who they portray in the show.
Bruce is the father of 3 in the 1970s in central Pennsylvania. The story of Fun Home is about his relationship with his daughter as she comes to realize that she is a queer person, and she learns that he himself may in fact be queer and has had some queer experiences in his past.
I play Alison Bechtel. She is the protagonist of the story. She is a queer cartoonist who is writing a story about coming out and the tragedy of her father's death. and how that all connects to her upbringing.
I play Helen Bechtel. I'm the mother of Allison Bechtel as well as Christian and John Bechtel, wife of Bruce Bechtel.
Pre-production has been ongoing for a couple months with script readings, choreography, and many nights of rehearsals.
So it's been lovely to rehearse a couple times a week, coming together to look at this material. And I'm very, what we call dramaturgically minded. I'm very into research. I'm very into making sure that people have context for what we're talking about. And this process has given us that opportunity to really dig into Allison Bechtel as a person and dig into this story that we're telling.
It doesn't matter who you are. In this world, we should all be of acceptance to one another.
I would love for people to come away from this production understanding that everyone has moments of self-discovery and understanding that our parents are more complex than we give them credit for. And lastly, understanding that every diverse human story that gets to be put up on stage is worth something and is valuable.
Fun Home is performing through May 2nd through May 17th at the Park Playhouse, and you can get your tickets at burlingtonplayers.com. From the Park Playhouse, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Up next is BNews sports reporter Juliana McGrain, following the community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar. On May 10th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., the Burlington Garden Club will be having a Mother's Day sale at Wayside. You will be able to purchase flower bouquets, flavored honey, and more. For more details, visit the events page at shopwayside.com. Also on May 10th, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a special Spring Arts and Crafts session for Mother's Day, held at the Treehouse. Pre-registration is required. For more information and to register, go to the following website. On May 17th, the Burlington Board of Health will be having a Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day from 8:30 to noon at the Fox Hill School. For more information and for a list of items, go to the following website. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
Hey everyone, I am Juliana McGrain, and this is your weekly sports report. The girls lacrosse team lost 3 games on the road this past week. They played Billerica, North Andover, and Belmont. The team is currently 3-7. Boys lacrosse lost at home to Westford Academy 9-17. The team came back with a huge 18-5 win against Belmont and now have a record of 5-6. Boys baseball had a close 6-4 win against Stoneham on the 25th. The Devils competed against Belmont in their home opener. We go to those highlights.
Red Devil Baseball had their home opener behind the rec center against Belmont on the 28th. In the game, Belmont took the lead early, 2-0.
For a knockout to score another run, 2-0 Belmont.
Burlington changed that later on, going up by 5 runs. Belmont scored 1 more run in the game. It was the bottom of the 7th when Burlington's Giacomo Bertinelli had a diving catch, ending the game on a triple play, 5-3 Devils.
The team then traveled to Woburn, where they lost 1-3, bringing their standing to 6-4. Now we look at the highlights from the boys volleyball game against Woburn.
Red Devil Volleyball returned to action on April 29th for a home game against the Woburn Tanners. In the first set, the Devils surprised their opponent with a 25-17 set win. The Tanners won the next 3 sets, sending the Devils home in defeat. Final 3-1 Woburn.
The team will have a game against Greater Lowell Tech at home on May 1st. Updates next week. Girls and boys track have competed in the MSTCA pentathlon last Friday. For the full results, go to bcattv.org/sports. Both teams will have a home meet on May 1st against Watertown. As of this taping, the girls are 1-1 and the boys are 2-0. Wilmington defeated girls tennis 2-3 on the 28th. The team is now 4-5 after a big 4-1 win at home against Stoneham on the 30th. Boys tennis returned to action on the 29th at home against Wilmington, defeating them 4-1. They had another match the following day against Stoneham, where they defeated them in a shutout win of 5-0. They are currently 6-3. Good luck to our eSport teams who are competing in the state championships this weekend. And for more Red Devil action, check out our sports section at bcattv.org/sports and follow us on X at BNewsSports. That is all for this week. I am Julianne McGrain. Back to you guys in the studio.
As Robert mentioned in his report, the Red Devils baseball team had a triple play. The odds of a triple play occurring during a baseball game is 1,400 to 1. The Red Devil Shoutout goes to outfielder Giacomo Bertinelli, who made one this week.
Junior and outfielder Giacomo Bertinelli of Red Devil Baseball made a triple play in the home opener against Belmont on April 28th.
It was unbelievable. It saved the game. It was second and third with no one out, and Matty Sakari was on the hill, and Giacomo came in. Unbelievable effort. Continued with the play, threw a second to third to end the game. So it was a huge win.
I just had to make the play, so I dove. Luckily I got there, made the play. I think everyone was shocked that I made it, but we're a grit team, we get the job done. It's just a great play. It was awesome for the team. Just to get out of that and get that win was huge for us.
Giacomo and the rest of the team couldn't believe what he had done in such a short amount of time.
We were shocked and kind of stunned, so it was just an awesome catch. So I think everyone froze, and that gave us the opportunity to actually turn the triple play.
Bertinelli has one more year at BHS.
Oh, he's been great. Quiet leader, and he's staying consistent, and he's definitely our best outfielder, and he's been batting 3 and 4 for us, so he's a huge contributor to the team.
Congratulations, Giacomo, on completing the triple play to save the game. This is the Red Devil Shoutout.
Our photo of the week was sent in by Linda McNamee and features approximately 30 Girl Scouts who were the guests of State Representative Ken Gordon at the State House. The Girl Scouts were given a tour of the building, visited the House chamber, and enjoyed lunch. Everyone had an amazing time. Thanks for the photo, Linda. We want to see your photos, so feel free to send them to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. One last announcement. Oh no, on deck for next week is BNEWS. We'll have a look at Gary Giannino's legacy in town as a selectman, a Ways and Means chairman, and the town treasurer collector in Burlington. Also a visit with our new town clerk, Jennifer Priest, the Middlesex 3 Coalition's effort towards clean technology, a preview of what's new this summer with the Parks and Rec Department, and local author Julie Brill, who spoke at Temple Shalom Emeth Holocaust Memorial Service. And one last announcement, the first Holi celebration on the Common has been rescheduled from this Sunday, May 4th to next Saturday, May 10th due to rain. The event is free for all. I'm Phil Gallagher. Thank you for joining us.